News Talk 550 KFYI.
KFYI.com.
Yes, indeed. It's our show. And I got to tell you about these movies coming out. I mean, if you're a Christian, if you're a devout individual, maybe you're Jewish or Catholic or any of the flavors of Christianity, whatever. Two films that are coming out. Now, the Jews might not like this one as much as the Christians do. It's called Son of God. Son of God. And it's produced by the people who did that blockbuster miniseries on cable. How long ago was the Bible on? That's the History.
2 years?
2 years. Was it History or A&E or whatever?
Discovery.
One
of those cable channels.
Yeah, one of them. One of the producers, Mark Burnett, is a major television producer. He does all kinds of big shows. One that just comes to mind because I saw his name the other night. He does Shark Tank on ABC. He does a lot of these shows. Roma Downey is another producer of this thing, and they did the Bible miniseries. So they decided, look, let's do a story. Let's do a story on the Son of God, on Jesus, the 10-hour miniseries, except for the fact that we're doing it in the theaters. And they have decided, and there are.
Wait a minute, you got to fill me in here.
Yeah.
So there was a miniseries.
Yes.
And is this the conclusion of the miniseries? Is in theaters?
I'm not sure how they're doing it, but you've got people who are buying these. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I'm telling you the right thing. You got people who are buying these theaters. I want to make sure I'm giving you the right information on this now. Son of God opening in the theaters, and churches everywhere are working with the big cinema theater chains to do what they call theater takeovers. All right, here's a major church in Cincinnati called the Crossroads Church in Cincinnati. They bought every seat in all of the 13 screens for a simultaneous showing of the film on February 27th. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter. This is not the only place this is happening. Rick Warren, one of America's best-known major church pastors, is buying out the screens of 8 different cinemas. I don't mean when you go into, like, if you go into the AMC 24. He's not buying out a screen there. He's taking, like, 8 AMC 24, maybe the AMC 16, and he's buying every screen.
And I've looked into that. That's like $3,000 an hour.
It's big. This is huge. And they're buying out this, like, they go and they say, how much to sell out this theater to us, which on an adult ticket, what would you charge? We're buying the whole theater. So the theater give them a little break.
Well, especially if you're buying 8.
If you're buying all 8. But, I mean, this is going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Rick Warren says, I've seen most of the films about Jesus produced in the last 50 years. Son of God is the best. I want every other faith-based leader in America to do what I'm doing. This is a rare opportunity to bring the story of Jesus to the mainstream culture.
So the Bible, which screened on the History Channel in the United States, the film version of this has been cut into 2-hour movies.
Okay.
And that's what they're premiering.
Okay, there it is. And this is going to be huge. Now, the last time I saw anything like this was when the mainstream media and the atheists and all these tried to attack Mel Gibson and stomp out the Passion. And all it did was backfire. They're thinking they may have another Passion on their hands here. And this is going to be big.
But this is the miniseries that already has aired on the History Channel.
But made into a motion picture, so you don't have to sit there and get it doled out to you through the week. And it's going to flow, they say, the way they've edited this thing. It's going to flow seamlessly from story to story to story.
Okay.
And you can do it all in one night. Sit there and have your popcorn and, take people to the movies, and everybody gets to go out.
Jesus and Jujus. I love it.
There you go. Now, let's juxtapose that against Hollywood's religious problem child. The religious problem child is Noah. Despite the biblical inspiration for the story of Noah, as you know, Paramount has rewritten the Noah thing, and this Aronofsky guy, the author, Darren Aronofsky, has rewritten it. He sort of made Noah, instead of being a faithful man called by God, where God said, Noah, I need you to build an ark. And because I'm going to put you and your family, and you take the animals 2 by 2, because the world is exceedingly wicked, I'm going to wipe it out. Okay, that's the essence of the biblical story. It gets more complex than that for those who want to know about the theological ramifications behind it. But that's the story that everybody knows. So what they decided to do to make this Noah film, They decided to go get what's his name from Gladiator and put
Russell
him.
Crowe.
Yeah, Russell Crowe, who's been known to break up a hotel room or two and sock people in the face.
He's also been known to give us excellent acting performances and fabulous movies.
Fabulous actor. There is no question about it. He is a fabulous actor. And it's my experience that the better actor you are, the more crazy you are. You just are.
Philip Seymour Hoffman was probably one of our best.
It's crazy as hell. Crazy as he's a heroin addict. He's crazy. Anyway, this film, instead of staying with the biblical account, you know, as Roma Downey and Mark Burnett's film did, with the Bible, try to make it as historically accurate to the Bible or as faithful to the Bible story as possible, they have cast Noah as sort of a dark, foreboding character. He's like the first ecologist. He's like the first earth firster. He's looking at people as polluting the world. You might say to yourself, where did they get internal combustion engines and coal in order to do this? How are they declaring a war on coal on an event that if it happened 15 or 20 or 30,000 years ago? How do they do that? And the answer is, I don't know. And neither does anybody else. So people, the faith-based audience who has seen this movie, they're coming out saying, you know, we're trying to be religious and try not to be sacrilegious and all, but, you know, this sucks. So a polling organization came out to find, ask people, these movies that are all coming out, all faith-based movies, what's your track record? 98% of faith-based audiences who have gone to religiously themed movies have been unsatisfied with Hollywood's take. The one major thing that pops up in here is Mel Gibson's The Passion. And it looks like this Bible thing is going because the TV showing was such a success with the faith-based audience, this one's going to do good at the theaters. This Noah thing from Paramount, how much they spend on it? I think like $130 million. There's blood all over the balance sheets here. Faith-driven customers have been tracking. This is the polling organization. It's faith-driven consumer. They've been tracking this for some time, and the movie Noah is really turning out to be. It sucks. These are the people, by the way, this faith-driven consumer. These are the people who got behind Duck Dynasty and started the letter-writing campaign over to A&E. Is that what it was? A&E or whatever it was, the Learning Channel or whatever it was on. They're the ones who arranged that and made the A&E network cave in like a cheap J.C. Penney suit, just folded right up. They're the ones who came up with IStandWithPhil.com. So they got some juice behind them somehow. So Noah is going to be released next month starring Russell Crowe, and it looks like it's going to go right into the crapper. Meanwhile, this Bible thing, they're going to sell the theaters out everywhere.
Well, here's the thing. There's only been 4 movies that are Christian-based that have made over $100 million.
The Passion is a big one. That's got to lead the way.
Yes, it does. And then the Chronicles of Narnia.
Chronicles of Narnia.
1, 2, and 3.
Right.
That's it.
That's it?
So they got a hard uphill battle. There's only been 4.
But the lesson is so simple. If you're going to take a Bible story, be faithful to the story. And then who can get upset with you if you're faithful to the story?
But I'm sure that there's been a ton of directors that have been faithful to the story.
Right.
But they don't make any money. It's only happened 4 times.
The last Noah story I saw had John Voight in it. It was a made-for-TV NBC special. And the reason I knew it had gone off the rails here is because Noah was out on the ark. He was out on the deck of the ark. You know, and the weather was beginning to clear up, and he starts hearing some noise, and it's another guy in a boat coming up to trade with him. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, everybody's supposed to be dead. NBC invented a boat merchant to come up and trade with Noah. That one went right into the crapper. There were no video resales or anything because they don't stay, true to the story. The only thing you got to do is stay true to the story. This is going to be very interesting to watch what happens here because everybody predicted that Mel Gibson would go right into the dumpster on The Passion, but it was true to the story.
But, I mean, to be fair, he only made $600 million.
Squeaked by. He made...
Which he owned like 90% of.
Yeah, so he just squeaked by.
But that's it, though. It's The Passion, the Narnia movies, and you're done.
And the lesson is stay faithful to the story. Don't try to recast Noah as an environmentalist, for God's sake. Anyway, more in a